I know, as entrepreneurs we're busy. There's always something to do, whether it's a meeting, a product launch, handling emails, or grinding out those late nights. But even in the middle of all that hustle, intimacy with your partner is so important, not just for your relationship, but for your overall well-being, and even your business performance. Hey, everyone! Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the world of entrepreneurship, personal growth, and self-care. Today, we're tackling a topic that hits home for many of us entrepreneurs: maintaining intimacy with your partner when your schedule is absolutely packed. So, how can we make time for intimacy when we're juggling a million things? Let's get into it. Number 1, the importance of intimacy for entrepreneurs. First off, let's talk about why intimacy even matters for entrepreneurs. When we think about intimacy, we're not just talking about physical connection, though that's important too. Intimacy is about emotional closeness, vulnerability, and being truly present with your partner. When you're deep in the entrepreneurial grind, it's easy to forget that intimacy isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It helps you recharge emotionally, builds trust, and keeps your relationship strong. And let's be real here. When your relationship is solid, it makes handling the stress of entrepreneurship so much easier. Studies even show that people in intimate, supportive relationships tend to have lower stress levels, better mental health, and more confidence. So, making time for intimacy isn't just about keeping your relationship alive. It's about keeping you at your best as an entrepreneur. It's a win-win. Number 2, understanding the challenges entrepreneurs face with intimacy. But I get it. Sometimes, intimacy is the last thing on your mind when you're dealing with clients, cash flow, or trying to hit those business milestones. The entrepreneurial life comes with some unique challenges that can make maintaining intimacy tough. One big challenge: time. When you're working 12-hour days or more, it can feel like there's no time left over for your partner. Or even worse, you're physically there, but mentally, you're still thinking about the next business move. Sound familiar? Another issue is stress and exhaustion. Entrepreneurship isn't just physically draining, it's emotionally taxing too. Sometimes, by the time you finish working, all you want to do is crash, and intimacy takes a back seat. This can create distance in your relationship, leaving your partner feeling neglected. Finally, there's the problem of routine. When you're working crazy hours, your day-to-day can become predictable and repetitive, which can kill spontaneity and excitement in your relationship. And without that spark, intimacy can start to feel like another task on the to-do list. But it doesn't have to be that way. There are strategies to keep that connection alive, no matter how busy you are. Number 3, prioritizing quality over quantity. Here's one of the most important things to keep in mind when it comes to balancing intimacy with a busy schedule. It's not about how much time you spend with your partner, it's about how you spend that time. If you've only got 30 minutes to spare, make it count. Be fully present in those moments. That means putting away your phone, stepping away from the laptop, and focusing completely on your partner. It might not seem like a lot, but that dedicated time can create a deep sense of connection. Quality over quantity is the name of the game. Even small, meaningful gestures like a quick check-in during the day, a hug, or a compliment can help keep the intimacy alive when time is tight. What matters most is that your partner feels seen, heard, and appreciated. And when you do have more time, use it to do something special together. Whether it's a spontaneous date night, a weekend getaway, or even just cooking dinner together. Those moments of undivided attention can really strengthen the bond between you and your partner. Number 4, scheduling time for intimacy. Yes, it works. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, scheduling intimacy? That sounds so unromantic. But hear me out. When you're an entrepreneur, if you don't put something on your calendar, it doesn't happen. So why not do the same for intimacy? Scheduling intimacy doesn't mean you're turning your relationship into a business transaction. It just means you're making it a priority, like you would with anything else important in your life. You can even think of it as scheduling us time or connection time. For example, you might decide that every Friday evening is reserved for date night, no matter how busy the week has been. Or maybe Sunday mornings are your time to reconnect over breakfast, and talk about something other than work. The idea here is to make time, not find time. Finding time in an entrepreneur's schedule is like finding a needle in a haystack. But when you intentionally set aside that time for intimacy, it sends a clear message to your partner that they're a priority in your life. Number 5. Creating rituals to keep the connection strong. Another way to maintain intimacy in a busy schedule is to create rituals that help keep you connected to your partner. Rituals don't have to be big or elaborate. They just need to be consistent. For example, you might decide to have a quick 10-minute check-in with your partner every evening before bed, where you talk about how your day went and how you're feeling. Or maybe you create a good morning or good night ritual that involves a hug, kiss, or words of affirmation. These small, daily rituals can go a long way in maintaining that feeling of closeness and intimacy. Even when you're both busy, they act as little reminders that you're in this together, no matter how hectic life gets. One of my favorite rituals for staying connected, even during the busiest weeks, is taking a few moments every morning to simply express gratitude for one another. It could be something as simple as, "I appreciate how you've supported me through this crazy week," or "I'm grateful for how you make my life better." It's quick, easy, and makes a huge difference. Number 6. Be mindful of stress and its impact on intimacy. Now let's talk about stress because, let's be honest, entrepreneurship can bring a lot of it. And stress is one of the biggest intimacy killers out there. When we're stressed, we tend to be more irritable, less patient, and not as open to emotional or physical connection. If you notice that stress is creeping into your relationship, it's crucial to address it head-on. That might mean having an honest conversation with your partner about how you're feeling, or even practicing some stress management techniques like meditation, deep breathing, or exercise. Sometimes, taking a short break from work to de-stress together can do wonders. It could be a walk around the block, a yoga session, or even just sitting quietly together for a few moments. The key is to be mindful of how stress is affecting your intimacy and actively work to manage it. Number 7. Don't forget about spontaneity. While scheduling intimacy is important, don't forget about spontaneity. We all know that as entrepreneurs, our schedules are packed. But that doesn't mean you can't surprise your partner every now and then. Whether it's sending a sweet text out of the blue, planning a surprise date night, or even just showing affection when they least expect it. Those spontaneous moments keep the relationship exciting and remind your partner that they're always on your mind. Spontaneity doesn't have to be grand or expensive. It's the little things, like bringing home their favorite snack, leaving a love note, or setting aside time to do something fun together, that can keep the spark alive, even in the midst of a busy life. Number 8. Sexual intimacy and entrepreneurial performance. Now let's dive into something a little more personal, sexual intimacy. Sexual intimacy plays a huge role in maintaining connection and overall well-being in a relationship, especially for entrepreneurs. It's not just about physical satisfaction. It's also about emotional connection, trust, and vulnerability. Entrepreneurs often face high levels of stress, which can affect sexual desire and performance. But sexual intimacy actually has benefits for your entrepreneurial performance. It releases endorphins, reduces stress, and helps you relax and reset. That post-intimacy glow, it can boost your mood, creativity, and focus, which are all essential for running a successful business. So make sure you're prioritizing sexual intimacy too. It's an important part of a healthy relationship and your personal well-being. Final thoughts on balancing intimacy and business. So there you have it. Entrepreneurship and intimacy can coexist. It's all about being intentional, making time for connection, and being mindful of your partner's needs, even when your schedule feels overwhelming. Remember, maintaining intimacy in your relationship isn't just about physical closeness. It's about emotional connection, vulnerability, and creating space for your partner in your busy life. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on balancing entrepreneurship with personal growth and self-care. And hey, if you have any tips on how you manage intimacy while running a business, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, stay connected, stay focused, and keep nurturing both your business and your relationship. Peace.